don't know if you had a chance to watch the last episode, but inside that episode, I launched my very first office hours. And I've been talking about it for a while, but yesterday, I had an opportunity to launch the first one, and it went way better than expected. And the response has been overwhelming about it. And there was a lot of value in that content. And one of the things that my wife pointed out to me this morning, we had a conversation. One of the things my wife pointed out to me is that she said, Tremayne, you need help. You need help. You need help. Because even one of the things that the office hours was with, his name was Ruben. He's the CEO and founder of Stone Wolf Equity, which is a private equity merger and acquisition company. He's buying companies. But one of the things that he noted that, like, man, I personally had a lot going on with what I'm doing. And all my wife heard was, not all that she heard, but one of the things she noted is that, Tremayne, you need help. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put a call out. I don't know if I'm looking for an apprentice or an intern. An apprentice, and this is just me spitballing with you right now. I'm really a big fan of apprenticeship. It was an old concept back in the day where, young people spent time with craftsmen and they learned the trade. So I'm thinking about an apprenticeship model, but I'm not quite sure yet, but I like the idea of it. If someone wants to learn how to build ventures right from the inside out and really get close to what it looks like, I'm looking for somebody like that, someone that's hungry, someone that wants to learn, and then someone that wants to grow as a person so that they can use what they learn to build their own thing. So I'm just going to put that call out right now. I'm looking for, let's just call it apprenticeship. It's a 6-week apprenticeship program, just 6 weeks. And in 6 weeks, you'll learn a lot about how to build ventures, how to work with people, how to negotiate, all the skills that you're going to need to future-proof yourself. You're going to learn how to work with AI agents. And that's what it really is. It's almost like it's a program to help future-proof yourself, because I'm showing you how work is going to be in the future. Or not even call it the future, like right now. So if you're interested, hit me up in the comments, and let's talk it through. I'm just spitballing right now, but that's what I have on my mind, and I'm gonna flesh it out a little bit more over the next few days. But I just want to while it's on my mind, I just want to put it out there in the ether and see if it lands. Entrepreneurship is really a game of delegation, and it's a game that I have to get better at. Is delegating and really I am getting better at is putting the systems in place and having them in place through documentation. It's one thing that the speed of delegation is what I'm working on now. How fast can I delegate something that I know that I'm not the best person for? So that's the game I'm playing right now, is the speed in which I delegate work out to people that are way better qualified than I am. And with the use of AI, that does help out with the speed of it, because I'm already building out the playbook. I can spin up SOPs very quickly with AI because I'm actually going through the process. I'm going through the process. So that's a game that I'm learning. Like I said, the last one, looking for an apprentice, looking for someone that would work alongside of me. I'll show them the ropes, let them go inside of what it looks like to build a venture from the inside out. Networking, there's a lot of opportunity here. Any ideas that you have, I'm curious to hear from you as well, but this is something I guess is on my mind right now, and I'm thinking that even as I'm at the gym right now, I'm thinking about delegation. So stay tuned. First things I do as soon as I get in front of my laptop is I cut on these deep gamma waves. And basically what they are, they're binaural beats. And the frequency is 40 hertz. And what it does is it gets my mind in a state where I'm less distracted. It gets my mind more focused and I'm less distracted. And I can have a sustaining, it's almost like caffeine, like the sustaining of caffeine. Like it's a sustaining of my mental cognition. It really, primes me and gets me ready to go for the day. So try it out. You can find it on YouTube. I start with gamma and I move around the different waves, but it's a really good mental primer. I don't know what was going on, but the Wi-Fi was crazy spotty at Starbucks, and I cannot afford playing with their Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna jump over here at the Renaissance quick, because I have an important email I have to send out. So I'm gonna jump over here, and then I have to head to a meeting. So, man, just gotta keep it moving. Okay, we're back in action. One thing I'm trying to teach one of the teams, the Africa team, is that you can't have long-term clients with short-term thinking. It just doesn't work like that. You have to have long-term thinking. I know cash is king in the beginning, and that's understandable. Yes, you do need to take care of short-term things, but you want to do that with long-term thinking in mind and reverse engineering what you need to do in the beginning in order to set up for that long term. And that starts when you first start having a long-term thinking, and it's tough because you have expenses and things you have to deal with right now, but at the same time you want to be able to set yourself up in the long term as well. So that's one thing I'm trying to teach and live an example of, like that balance of short-term thinking and long-term thinking. About to go into the next meeting. One thing I'm learning is I'm starting to put more of a premium on in-person meetings, because even if you spend like an hour together, it's like 10 hours in terms of like the brain, the mastermind that's created in the space with another person. There's a Bible verse that says, where 2 or 3 are gathered, there I am in the midst. And basically what that means is there's a mastermind being created when you have multiple people working through the same vision. Something else takes over. And I think I'm learning more and more, as much as we have this technology and AI and everything, putting a premium on in-person meetings. If you could drop that mirror link in there, then that way I can have it and I can access it right away. Because what I'm trying to do, what I did when you sent me all that stuff, I opened up my ClickUp and I just like organized it, boom, 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 boom. That way I can just focus on what needs to be focused on, and not, just find the signal and just get right to the signal. Yeah. And respond to it.
So the big thing is, like, do we want that to be like the kickoff deck? I think for each of those buckets, like, what do we have to like? I think the big thing is, like, is there everything that we need in that deck to walk away to go to a strategy and then be able to create it?
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna take ownership of that part. I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna make it a high priority here. And I'm gonna give you some notes. Because with that's important, because then we know what the strategy, are we comfortable enough with the information we got to go into the strategy?
And if we do that part right, like, we really can, like, if we look at month 1 as an onboarding or whatever it is, like, but if we say this is a 3-month contract and our goal is demand or whatever it is, if we do that strategy right, we can lay that out for 3-6 months and get it down to where we know what is being done and we can get ahead. We never were able to do.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Give notes on. I feel it. I feel it on that.
And, like, if we can get a tool, that's what I've always wanted to do. Like that tool that I use. Like, if we can find a way, we put that in there. It's 70 pages of information.
Yeah, that's.
What do we look at? Like, if we can in our head systemize, okay, this is what we're using. So now the end goal for that, like even like the what we're giving them is done, whatever. But that whole strategy is there. So it's like, what do we look at on each one of them to then go, this is where we identify the plan. And that's like, we've never, like, even if it's, hey, we're looking at the Google Analytics stuff, what specific thing are we looking for that tells us what we need to make the task? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Can you run that PDF that you get through an AI agent and then pull that out and say this, and this?
Well, there's a part in there that gives you, that has all, like, it literally breaks down. It's created, like, I'm told.
Yeah.
I think it's in the, one of them is in the drive.
Yeah, I did see it, yeah.
It gives you full strategies for each section of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I don't, that's what I think one of the reviews are, is it good every time? And do we just make sure that we take something?
So basically, you're taking so from the kickoff meeting, you're taking all that and then you're importing it into that tool?
I just started using that. That's from their website. That's all that is built from. It pulls all of like their...
Wait. You put the link in or something?
Yep.
And they pull that all out?
And then,
shucks.
Yeah, and then you type in a little bit of description.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, it'll pull all of that and then like their industry and all their competitive everything.
So what you're saying is because most of that's already automated, how do we know which sections to pull out to apply for services?
Yep, and it's just literally like, okay, if we're doing demand gen, cool. There's a ton of sections in there. Like, what are they doing? This is really what it comes down. This is what happens. So onboarding, we're fine. Before then, I'm selling them. We're either doing the demand.
Yep, you talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So when we're doing that, the onboarding, we're getting all of that info, and then essentially it's just, if they're doing demand, the way that we've always done it and why we pitch them is like, we're going in and we're just saying, we're going to identify where we need or what strategy we need to do in demand gen based on.
I see, yeah.
So, like, if we have a general bread and butter, like, it doesn't have to be, like, most of the time I don't recommend ads and things like that. Like, I don't because a lot of people, unless it's like specific industry and like.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so either way, whatever is in that report, and whatever we want to service in each of those buckets for the most part, like demand is really the only thing that we need to have like varying strategies on.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And it's all in there. And the easiest way to describe it is campaigns. That's when we were simplifying everything.
I see. All right, so just finished up my last meeting, so just spending a little bit of time just debriefing and organizing everything that we discussed, because that's half the battle now, because so much. Just in that one meeting, so much information gets, brought to surface, and then you find gaps that you have to fill those gaps in real time as you're going through the meeting. And so the key thing is one of the things that we did, that Jason did really smart, was actually, we have everything organized, so we can just pull everything in, and then it's task based, priority based, and that's that's the drum I'm always going to be beating on, like. Staying, organized, making sure your priorities are straight and making sure priorities are clear. And in the beginning, especially when you're first lifting up the hood of the businesses, you on the surface, everything looks cool. But once you start lifting up the hood, you're like, oh, wow, like, okay, how are we gonna do this? And then it really comes down to communication, patience, clarity. Really, being intentional about, finding clarity is key. Because once you open up that hood, sometimes you don't know what's going to be under there, and that's where the opportunities are at. The opportunity is really there because of some of the things that weren't, fulfilled. So that's where I come in. Not depressing, but unwinding right now. And it's crazy. Today's been weird. Everywhere I go, I went today, the internet sucked. Starbucks, I couldn't get on. I'm here. I can't get on. I don't know what's going on. That means I'm gonna have to go to my office. I don't want to go back to my office because I wanted to switch, switch where I'm at, switch my scenery out. But it looks like that's where I'm going right now. So stay tuned. It just brought to my attention that the office hour link was broke. My Calendly link was broken. I just fixed it all. So if you did try to set up an office hour, it's actually office 15 minutes, not office hour. But office hours. The link's working right now. So go back and check again if you made it this far to get this update. Just want to let you know it was just brought to my attention. I'm about to end the day right now, but I'm sitting here and I'm just doing some YouTube surfing, just kind of like checking out the trends and things that are happening on YouTube. And the more dialing into what's happening, the more realizing is that I'm on to something. I don't know what, but I'm on to something. And it's both exciting and terrifying. So you're probably wondering, like, why would that be terrifying? Is, sometimes, like, when you're putting the time in and you're being consistent, you don't have, the systems in place to bear the growth that's going to happen. And I just want to make sure that, that I'm laying the foundation. And that's why my new gratitude practice is really, rather than saying, being grateful for what you have, sometimes it's good to be grateful for what you don't have. Because maybe what you don't have at that moment is preparing you to have it, So, and in this case, it's just growth. And the key here is, there is so much temptation to try to sell a course or, do all these things, these monetization strategies around it. But I'm optimizing for authenticity, because I really believe that authenticity in the long run is going to win, because it's going to be so rare. And that's the part that I get terrified of, is the fact that I definitely am building, this ecosystem of companies around me. But beyond that, it's the people within the companies, and making sure that they're growing and they're getting value in our work together. There's an exchange, an accelerated exchange. And what I've been able to experience over the last 4 weeks that I've been starting this up is it's transformative. And that's, I just want to really iterate what this is all about. And the name of the vlog is my name. It took the vowels out, Tremayne. But every time you press play, what you're doing is you're watching somebody transforming their reality by mastering their now. And that's me. I'm transforming my reality by really dialing in on my now. Right now, not looking at yesterday, not looking at tomorrow. I'm dialing in on that now and getting the most out of now right now. And that's, TRMYN. It's transform reality, master your now. So every time you press play, you're giving yourself that opportunity to get that one nugget, to get that one jewel that puts you on that path. Because I don't know where you're at. I don't know, where you're at, what your experience. You may be stuck, or you may be elevating, and you just want to go that next level. And hopefully something that I say or something that you see triggers that transformation. We're in one of the greatest times in human history. I told in my last office hours yesterday, I told them what I've done is with the people around me is I would have never been able to do this 5 years ago. the speed at which everything's happening would not have been able to do this 5 years ago. And I was just talking to someone earlier today, and they were like, wow, what you're doing is literally the future of work. And that's one of the things I started off this video with, is that idea of knowing that, of this apprenticeship, looking for like, what does a modern apprenticeship look like? I'm really thinking about that now. Like, this is not just, this is beyond just working in a corporation or just starting a business. There's something else to it that I'm brainstorming. But when I'm getting that feedback, that's very helpful for me, because, like I said, I know that I'm on to something. It's something that's been it's been cooking within me, and all the failures up until this point have now, been compounded into what I'm experiencing, because the learnings from all the failures, the successes, are compounding into how I'm fusing all of those learnings into this brand. And I'm not even gonna say a personal brand. I mean, that the days of the personal brand are over. It's about a squad brand. What's the squad brand? Who are you building with? So this is just, my thoughts. I'm about to end the day, and as you already know, you can look in the description, and my calendar link is in there if you're interested in talking more. It's about building this network, this community of like-minded people, to share opportunities as they arise, to challenge. That's what it's really all about. And if you have 15 minutes, let's talk. I'm out. Peace.